Edmonton's best rock. 100.3 The Bear.
All right, it's one of the perks of the job, beer before breakfast. We've got Ben from Steam Whistle. You can join him along with a whole bunch of other beer suppliers at the 10th Annual Edmonton International Beer Fest. It happens the first weekend of April at the Shaw Conference Center. Scott McCord's going to be down there live on location and afterwards hosting and tasting and just getting into the beers, which is basically what we're doing today. Ben, is it a sommelier is the one who does the wine? Is the beer guy just a beer guy, or do you got a fancy name?
Well, I mean, I'm just a beer guy,
Yeah.
but there are, the beer sommeliers are called cicerones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We're learning today.
Yeah.
Ryan's a beer drinker.
Yeah.
I'm a beer drinker. Let's get into some beers. What do you got for us today?
Let's do it. So I brought a nice selection, but we're going to start with Alley Cat.
Yep. Hey, less talky, more drinky. Make with the pour, beer guy.
All right. So this is the main squeeze. It's the grapefruit beer, so loaded with vitamins and appropriate to drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Good beer to
A
start
good
with.
breakfast beer.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything special we should be doing, or just get it in you?
Well, you can make a face like you're really...
Okay. Like you know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Very
so-
grapefruit.
So what I always do is take in the aromas, swirl it around a little bit, pinky out.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to pair this with an activity instead of a food. I'm going to pair this with early morning camping. You're cutting the wood at the beginning of the day for the fires to come. This is what you drink first.
Now we're gonna go south to Red Deer. So Troubled Monk, these guys are pretty new. They've been only in the game for around a year, and now this is their Homesteader Belgian Saison. So
Which would be a white beer, or am I?
well, this is actually originally it's like the farmer beer. So you have this after a long day in the fields. It's the harvest beer. It's really robust and flavorful, but also something you can probably pound back about 10 of between the end of work and dinner.
Okay, good for drinking after a long day of hard work. So nothing we know anything about, am I right?
You said it, Ryan.
Looks good, tastes better.
This is for after about a dozen donuts at the Red Deer Donut Mill. You know, you pounded a couple out back and you jam a couple of these in you.
So now we're gonna go to Lacombe. So this is Blind Man, and this is their session ale. So
Now, tell me if I'm right or not. A session ale is, in theory, one that you could have 6 or 7. Like, you're sitting down and having a drinking session. Is that where it comes from?
absolutely. So we don't like to limit it in the upper
Right.
region, but I would say you want to have at least 4 with these guys. We're not about maximums, we're more about minimums.
Okay, very safe. Yep.
And these guys are also a very new company. Lots of fun. They'll be at the Beer Fest. I always like paying these guys a little visit.
And once again, this is the Blind Man River. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Blind Man River Session Ale.
I can't see. I can't see anymore.
That was stupid. Give us what's your activity pairing, Ryan?
Walking a helper dog.
So now we're gonna go with my beer. So this is Steam Whistle. Now we've been around for just over 16 years, brewed in Toronto. It's a Pilsner, which in my opinion is an extremely sessionable beer.
For sure, yeah.
We've already talked about that. I'm very curious to see what activity.
Okay.
That was foamy.
Compliments to the brewmaster. You can see the nice golden clarity, and the appearance of the beer is almost as important as the taste.
All right, Ryan, what's your pairing activity for Steam Whistle?
Truth be told, I did actually have a few steam whistles over the weekend, so the activity I would pair the steam whistle with is disappointing my wife sexually.
You don't need beer for that, Ryan.
And for the record, there's no scientific link between Steam Whistle and disappointing the wife. Absolutely not.
That's all me.
This bottle's a little bit larger. They call this bottle style a bomber.
Now, let me stop you right here. This is Two Sergeants Brewing Company. These guys are out of Fort Saskatchewan. I know this because they were the official corporate sponsors of last year's 2015 Shuffle Slam, my shuffleboard. It was Shuffle Slam 9, big shuffleboard event. So they came to the table with a couple of really, really good beers and got me in some trouble.
So this is an IPA, an India Pale Ale, and they're traditionally higher in alcohol and also they're quite bitter.
Now, a lot of people don't know what an India Pale Ale is. They think about the big chain one that everybody knows, but a true IPA, they used hops to preserve the beer so they could transport it from the UK to India, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the romantic way of looking at it, but it's basically a beer that could be cellared for a long period of time.
All right.
So alcohol and hops help preserve it.
My activity pairing for this one would be to drink it playing shuffleboard until you're blind drunk. Ryan, you?
I second that. Thank you.
We're going to finish these all off. The 10th Annual International Beer Fest happens first weekend of April at the Shaw Conference Center. And if you like this and share this on Facebook, you can be entered to become a beer god. It's starting to get to me a little bit, which gets you all sorts of perks. Details below, like, share, and drink up. We'll see you at the Beer Fest.
Can I drink the rest of this?
I insist.